The Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force has just achieved a tactical breakthrough that is forcing regional adversaries to rethink their entire maritime engagement doctrine. While conventional vessels remain exposed and defenseless due to massive external funnels pumping out infrared signatures detectable from dozens of kilometers away, the Mogami-Class frigate has effectively vanished from thermal sensors. As of April 2026, with 12 vessels either in service or launched, this design has moved from an experimental concept to a standardized reality. Leading global defense analysts now argue that dismissing this as a mere radar cross-section reduction is a critical failure in assessment. The real challenge is that modern anti-ship missile seekers, specifically those employing multi-spectral infrared homing, lock onto the stark temperature contrast between a ship and the sea. Since the 2022 commissioning of the first vessel in the class, the integration of forced air cooling and horizontal exhaust venting has physically suppressed the heat plume to a level previously thought impassable for a ship of this tonnage. On paper, their only tactical salvation in a modern conflict is this drastic reduction of thermal output. However, the question remains whether this is enough to survive a saturation attack in the Indo Pacific, where sensor resolution is increasing every year. If the Mogami-Class is hiding a deadlier secret than just its hidden funnel, does this design make all previous generation surface combatants effectively obsolete? Before we go on, do you believe this level of stealth is truly the future of naval architecture, or just a temporary advantage? And tell me where you are watching from. Make sure to hit the subscribe button to stay updated on these critical developments in global security. The true power of the Mogami-Class lies within the integrated mast system, officially known as the Unicorn Mast. Introduced during the initial sea trials in 2021, this structure represents a radical departure from traditional naval design, where multiple standalone antennas created a massive radar footprint. By clustering essential sensors into a single unified tower, the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force has achieved a radar cross-section profile comparable to a much smaller vessel. This is not merely an aesthetic choice, but a highly engineered solution to the problem of signal interference and electronic emission management. The mast houses the OPS-48 active electronically scanned array radar, which operates in the C-band and provides high-precision tracking capability for aerial and surface targets. This allows the ship to maintain constant situational awareness while minimizing its own electromagnetic signature, making it difficult for opposing electronic intelligence systems to detect or jam its transmissions. Beyond its defensive capabilities, the Unicorn Mast functions as a tactical neural network that integrates data from unmanned systems. As of the early 2026 fleet deployment cycle, these frigates are regularly operating in conjunction with the OQQ-25 variable depth sonar and various unmanned underwater vehicles. The system allows the ship to act as a centralized command hub for autonomous platforms, effectively extending its reach well beyond the horizon without risking the primary vessel. While the ship displaces roughly 3,900 tons standard and 5,500 tons at full load, this sensor integration allows it to perform missions previously reserved for larger platforms. Data from recent maritime exercises in the Philippine Sea indicate that the vessel can process incoming sensor data at a rate 3 times faster than previous generation destroyers like the Akazuki-class. By digitizing the operational environment and consolidating every antenna into this single low-profile tower, the ship creates a sensory advantage that leaves adversaries struggling to differentiate between background noise and actual target acquisitions. This architecture is the foundation for the tactical superiority that Japan is now exporting to its regional strategic partners. Beyond the sensor capabilities of the Unicorn Mast, the most critical shift in the Mogami-Class architecture is the firepower expansion found in the upgraded variant. Originally, the class was designed with a modular approach, but the latest iteration entering production in 2026 for the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force and the future Royal Australian Navy fleet marks a significant transition toward heavy-hitting capability. The previous configuration was limited to 16 cells for the vertical launch system, but the new FFM design now incorporates 32 vertical launch system cells, utilizing the Mk-41 vertical launch system standard. This upgrade effectively doubles the missile capacity, transforming a vessel once intended for coastal patrol and minesweeping into a genuine deep-water combatant. This enhancement is specifically optimized to house the Type 03 Chuyu medium-range surface-to-air missile and the Type 12 surface-to-surface missile system. With the Type 12 missile capable of reaching distances exceeding 200 kilometers, the upgraded Mogami-Class provides a persistent strike presence that was previously only achievable by the larger Congo or Maya-class destroyers. According to defense procurement data from April 2026, the inclusion of these 32 cells allows the vessel to maintain a balanced loadout of anti-air and anti-surface munitions, ensuring it remains effective in complex threat environments. For regional partners like Australia, this design choice offers a cost-effective solution that does not sacrifice offensive punch. The ability to launch long-range precision strikes while maintaining a low radar profile creates a tactical dilemma for any surface combatant operating within the Indo Pacific. By integrating these systems into a 3,900-ton platform, the design team has maximized the lethality per ton ratio. This technical evolution confirms that the class is intended to operate as a primary defensive asset rather than a secondary support platform, ensuring that the fleet remains combat-ready against modern saturation tactics. The strategic implication of the Mogami-Class extends far beyond the hull of a single ship. By standardizing this design for the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force and integrating it into the Royal Australian Navy under the recent April 2026 Defense Cooperation Agreements, Tokyo is effectively creating a unified maritime ecosystem. This move is a calculated response to the rapidly shifting security dynamics in the Indo Pacific. Leading global defense analysts argue that by sharing platform specifications and operational protocols, these nations are building a high interoperability network that serves as a force multiplier. This technical alignment allows Japanese and Australian vessels to share targeting data in real time, essentially creating a collective defense bubble that is significantly harder for any adversary to penetrate. The economic and industrial logic is equally compelling. For a nation like Australia, which faces the challenge of modernizing its surface fleet while balancing high defense costs, adopting a proven and versatile platform like the Mogami-Class offers a shortcut to achieving strategic capability. It eliminates the risks associated with developing new naval architecture from scratch and ensures that both navies can leverage a shared supply chain for maintenance and technological upgrades. As of mid-2026, the ongoing discussions regarding similar procurement interest from New Zealand signal that this could soon become the standard platform for the Pacific Maritime Security Alliance. Ultimately, the Mogami-Class represents a fundamental pivot in how Middle Powers project stability in an era of high-end naval competition. It proves that technological innovation, specifically in stealth and sensor integration, can offset quantitative disadvantages. Japan has moved from being a regional participant to a primary architect of security standards in the Pacific. Whether this collective reliance on a singular class of vessel will lead to unmatched tactical coherence or create a shared vulnerability remains a point of intense professional debate. Do you think the rapid adoption of this unified Japanese stealth design across the Indo Pacific will successfully deter regional aggression or inadvertently accelerate an arms race?